Oops. Maybe I forgot to turn something on.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, live.
Welcome to the Lift Heavy Run Long podcast, number 140 with Emily Reed. You can find us at www.liftheavyrunlong.com, on Twitter and Instagram at liftrunlong. Also, feel free to email me directly at the address wilson@liftheavyrunlong.com. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. If you're not a member of our Facebook group, you should be because we want you to be there. Search for Lift Heavy Run Long Community and request to join right now. My name is Wilson Horrell. I am one of your hosts. I'd like to remind you that the Lift Heavy Run Long podcast is uncensored, so listen at your own risk. Lift Heavy Run Long has an app, and we want you to be on it. For $3.99, you can be part of that app. And with that, you will be added to the Lift Heavy Run Long community. You'll have access to Valerie Hunt of RunRx.fit, who's the greatest endurance trainer in the world. She will deliver 3 bodyweight exercises a week, 4 barbell strength exercises, and 4 WODs each week to your calendar. For $9.99, you can have access to all of the programs that Lift Heavy Run Long has to offer, which is everything from 5K programs to 100-mile programs to Spartan races to triathlons to whatever you need. We probably have it. And you can find that app at liftheavyrunlong.com. Go there, click the sign up now button, and you'll be taken to a page that has a description of all of the programs that we have, and you can sign up for any one of them for a free week. There's no credit card necessary, so when your trial's over, if you don't want to use the app, you just don't use the app. So we're not going to sucker you into anything. The goal of Lift Heavy Run Long is to deliver fitness to as many people as possible, as inexpensively as possible. So if you or someone you know does not have $3.99 a month, but you think that fitness would enhance the quality of your life, please email me at wilson@liftheavyrunlong.com, and I'll be more than happy to add you to the app free of charge.
Do you have a CrossFit mess you up shirt on?
You damn right I do.
That's pretty awesome.
Delivered to my doorstep.
Nice.
From our friend, Mr. Steve Wilk.
That's pretty sweet.
Steve has delivered like 3 of my finest T-shirts. He got me one from the CrossFit Games when they came to CrossFit Raw, his gym.
Yeah.
And then that got to stinking so bad. You know, it got the ammonia funk that you just can't get rid of.
Right.
And so he said, I'm going to take care of you. So he sent me another one.
That.
So he stays on top of it. That's my guy.
That's a fantastic shirt.
That's a good guy to have.
It sure is. And I tell you who else is good to have. My lovely wife, Dr. Amanda Kimsey Horrell, jacked and tan.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing great. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Feeling rested? You happy?
I am.
Good?
Yep.
And we have, to Amanda's right, Emily Dam Reed.
That's me.
It's so good to have you.
That's Twitter me.
That's Twitter you.
Yeah.
Is that a different personality than what's sitting here with us today?
No. I'm sorry. I'm not clever enough to have more than one.
Now, you're here from Mountain Home, Arkansas?
Yes.
I love Mountain Home, Arkansas.
The jostling metropolis of Mountain Home, Arkansas.
Thump that microphone for me. There we go. I don't have you turned up loud enough.
Oh, okay. Now
There we
it's
go.
on.
There we go.
Oh, hey.
Now we got Emily Dam Reed.
Now, yeah.
If you're looking for Emily Dam Reed on
Shit's about to get
Instagram,
real.
Emphasis on damn.
then
now.
go to @Emily Dam Reed and you can find her.
That's right.
Or you can go to @Vaughn Rawls and find the Reverend.
You sure could.
How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you.
Good to see you.
Someone called. Oh, I was listening to that Night and Day podcast today, and it was funny because someone left a review for their podcast, and they said the Reverend gave a shout out to this podcast, and I was like, oh God. And the guy had to, his wife was like, what's the Reverend? And I was like, oh, and he tried to explain. It was just funny.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know people left podcast reviews anymore. They don't on our podcast.
Well,
I just figured that the system was down.
iTunes and I have a very bad relationship.
Is that what it is? Is it you and iTunes?
I think it is.
Yeah, I think iTunes is trying to keep us down for sure.
Wouldn't that be a gift, though? I mean, every keyboard warrior in the world goes out and writes some ridiculous.
But that's the way you move up in rankings, and that's the way more people find out about you is by the fact that people are leaving reviews. So if they don't leave reviews, then we don't move up in the...
But
Good
I
or
don't.
bad?
Not necessarily reviews. Nobody really knows, to be honest. But I don't think
Somebody
it's just
knows. We
reviews.
just don't
Somebody,
know who those
nobody
people are.
outside of Apple knows. But you have to drive the traffic to iTunes. But nobody uses iTunes. Everybody uses some other platform.
Night and Day is watching right now.
They
They said that
are,
was a
yeah.
funny moment for us. Thanks for the mention, guys.
It's awesome.
Ask them what they do to get reviews.
Hey, that dude is.
But
on-
that's
that dude's
what
on
Emily
top.
said is a valid hypothetical question. Would you rather have hundreds of reviews rolling in, and of those hundreds, say 30% is just bashing the crap out of you, or just stay steady with three
That
or
would
four
be
coming
great
in
for hypotheticals.
every
But
once in a while?
But we're not there yet.
I don't like when I'm talking and you look at Brian and
Oh, I was
y'all
ma-
start laughing.
I was-
No,
no, I was messing with
Brian's
my
laughing
mic.
because I'm giving him the stink eye
Okay.
because
Messing
he's
with my mic.
over there thumb wrestling his microphone.
Okay, I'm like, what? I'm just telling you a story.
No.
Like, is
He's
this
like
story a bad
he's in
story?
between using it as
Like,
a handkerchief and like scratching his ear with it.
I'm gonna make you a sign on a popsicle stick that you can hold up when I'm telling a story you don't want me to tell, and you can hold it up, and I'll be like, okay, let's move on, so that I know if there's an
When
inside
did
joke.
Vaughn get so self-centered that he thinks everything's about him?
I need to get one of those hush y'all.
He gave me the same stink eye he gave you. He was like,
I think there's a lot of misinterpreted stink eyes. For one, I have the resting
got a
bitch
resting
face.
bitch face.
That's
resting
known.
stink
I have this resting angry face that I've always had, and it's no secret. And so a lot of times when I look around, then there's an obvious a natural tendency to think this guy's like either about to attack me, which may not be far off all the time, but I very seldom am looking at someone like during the podcast in a way to tell them, like, talking about you while looking at Brian.
right.
Now, these two, on the other hand, look at each other and talk about me all the time.
We don't have to say any words. We just-
They're
just started-
texting and stuff.
No, we're not
during the
texting.
No,
episode.
we're on the podcast feed.
Big Thirsty,
What's up, dude?
how are you, man?
I am Ducky.
It's good to see you.
Thank you.
What's new?
It's good to be seen.
You recovered from your terrible windy marathon?
I don't hurt anymore, but
Your
I wouldn't say I'm
Yang-a-lang
I
marathon?
think I'm going to take like another 6 months or so off.
You probably
before-
should.
just to be fully recovered.
We don't want overtraining is a
exactly.
thing.
It's a worry.
Yeah.
So, it's funny. I was just having this conversation with my brother at lunch today. I said it's not race season; it's race email season. I'm getting
Yes.
all the emails right
Yes.
now about like, oh, this race is coming up, and like some of them are like 2 weeks from now, some of them are like 6 months from now. But like, I'm starting to drop stuff on my calendar. Like, oh, that would be fun. That would be fun. I haven't registered for anything, but dropping stuff on my calendar. And I kid you not, I've probably put 20 races on my calendar in the last 2 days.
That's
Really?
A lot. That's a lot of racing.
But not a single ultra.
Yeah. I don't have any races on my agenda, probably the next one that I'll run will be Stanky Creek or
In
the
September.
Tour de Spirit in September. I can't see myself doing anything in between now and then.
Not any kind of long distance.
It's hot.
It's going to be way
I'm not
too
going to
hot
run on
out
the
here.
roads. I've given up road running forever.
Well, there's a race I've been wanting to do in Chattanooga for like 3 or 4 years, and I think it's called the Stump Jumper, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And I
for
have
sure.
it flagged on my, thing to come up when the emails come out when they open the race.
Right.
I was so excited because I got the email, and I'm like, yes, I'm going to do it this year. And it's the exact weekend as Tunnel Hill.
Of course,
And I'm
it
going
is.
to, support people this year.
Of course.
I was like, all right, next year I'm going. I'm going to do it.
Did you hear that, Wilson? She's going next year.
I've wanted to
She
do
is
the
going
stump
next
jumper
year.
for a while. Where did you say it was? Chattanooga?
Chattanooga. It's on the side of Signal Mountain.
I also want to do that stage race they have in Chattanooga, which is 3 days of 20 miles on each mountain or something like that.
Yep.
That is really on my bucket list.
That has some tight cutoffs there, but you'll make it.
But it's always in
Fast.
June. It's always like on my birthday week.
June.
Yeah.
I feel like I should know what a stage race is. What is that?
Yeah.
It just means it's multiple days, and you.
In stages.
Yeah.
Aha. I was thinking more like
On stage?
horses and caravan, like stage course, stagecoach.
Stagecoach. I'm going Westworld on you.
No, they have one of those in Central Arkansas.
Do they?
Chuck wagon races.
A
Really?
chuck wagon race.
People die.
They have in Starkville,
dysentery?
Mississippi,
No.
and in West Point, Mississippi, they have chariot races.
Oh.
Where there's old school chariots and
Yeah,
horses.
this
and,
is crazy. Like, people go and it's like they have country music people that come and play and they wreck those wagons and people die and horses die. It's insane.
and people love to watch
Horses
it.
die?
Oh, of course. They
That's
break
sad.
something. You gotta
Gotta put them down.
Gotta
Shoot
handle
him
it.
in the head.
Well, kind of along those lines,
Oh
we
my
were going to go
gosh.
to a
Killing
roller
babies
derby
and
race.
horses.
One of the girls that she does handbells
Nobody
with
gets killed at roller
at
derby.
the, but it's pretty aggressive, isn't it?
Well, not that aggressive. I mean, I've never
Is
seen
it not?
guns.
Did you used to watch roller derby growing up?
Sure.
Like the
I've
fake
been-
kind?
Yeah.
I've been to a roller derby in like the last 2 or 3 years. I've got a friend that was on the Memphis roller derby team.
Yeah, I
Is
used
it
to work out
aggressive
with
like
a
it was
girl.
on TV?
It's aggressive, but
rugby.
it's not. But yeah, it's like rugby.
They
Like
have rules on how aggressive they can be and how
Yeah.
they can hit.
Okay, but they fling each other. They catch people from the back and fling them to the
Yeah.
front.
There's strategy, they say.
Melissa's calling you out about June running. She said you will be running our annual Bitch Fest, the nautical 10-miler.
Oh, I've already thought I'd get out of that, but I didn't think about getting any opposition either. So yeah, that might happen. We'll see. That one's early and hot. It's a tough one.
Yep,
I have never ran that race.
It used to be really good till they changed the course.
Oh, I didn't know they changed course.
Terrible.
Shout out to the race director.
We're getting comments
Who
now.
will be our guest next week? As a matter of fact,
The comments
We're
will be rolling
excited
in
about
shortly.
Julia coming in here.
Can we talk about the fact that you've been running during the week,
I have.
Vaughn?
Very fast.
I've put a lot of miles in lately.
Are you? What are you training up for? Or are you just running?
Well, I
I don't
am-
mean to be a trick question.
It's not a trick question. I just
Every question you ask is potentially a trick question.
right. I don't know what I want to do. Like I'm
You're just running. That's okay.
I'm
you're
just running.
That's
like,
good.
And
I'm jealous. I'm envious. I wish I had the motivation,
Me too.
and I wish I worked downtown where I could go run.
Right.
Downtown.
You live like in the perfect.
But he's
area
at
downtown.
work while
Right
he's
where Vaughn's
at,
running.
I'm at work. He's at work away from his house.
Does your environment drive you to run more, seeing as how you work downtown and like probably the best place in
Yes, for
the
sure.
city to run?
Yeah.
For the most part, I've been staying up really late at night, like doing different things because I've been up. I haven't gotten home till like 8. I've got classes I'm coaching at the gym with my son and his friends 3 nights a week, and then I'm just up late at night. And noon during lunch is a perfect time for me to work out. So I don't know what that looks like, but it's easy for me to get out and run.
That's awesome.
You know, so
Like I said, I'm jealous.
I'm just making training a priority, so I have to train every single day, but I can't get up. If I'm not going to wake up until 7, there's nothing for me to do. And if I have to be somewhere at 7 o'clock at night to coach a class or record a podcast or something like that,
Lunchtime is your time.
lunchtime is the time, and it's ideal because the weather is perfect right now. Like the last couple of weeks has
Yeah,
just
right
been
now.
absolutely beautiful downtown, and I was like, man, how can you not run? And plus, you get to run along the Mississippi River where we work is like right downtown. I can run down Beale Street. Today I ran a 5K and I went down Beale Street, and it was like I got called big boy twice by homeless people.
Oh yeah. Homeless
He
people
was
love the
sitting
big
there
man
like
stuff.
a guy sitting in the doorway going, "Oh, hey, big boy." Like, what? I'm not that big.
I get big man a lot from homeless people. Yeah, big man.
Hey, big boy. Like, I surprised the guy. Like, hey, big boy. Like, what? I don't know.
Now you have an hour for lunch, or how long do you have for lunch?
Ish. Yeah.
Do you have a problem if you ask me to get up in a hurry and go turn off that light, then I would sweat for another 20 minutes. So I don't think I would be able to be at work and then go work out on my lunch break without being just completely disheveled the rest of the day. Is that a problem for you?
It is not a problem.
No.
It actually, do you know how you feel at 2 o'clock in the does it feel like it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Do you need a shot of Monster Energy or whatever it is? You know what I'm talking about? Like most people at work every day, like at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you
Start
might
to get that lull,
you're
they
like,
want a
oh
nap."
God, I could really use a nap right now. That doesn't happen because like I literally at noon
you have those lunch
just
endorphins
had,
going.
especially on a day like yesterday, like I was pissed off when I went and I like ran my ass off. So I was like fired up for the rest of the day. Like I was like, oh, that felt really, really good. And so, 5:30 gets here and I'm like, oh, that was fast. I didn't even, it just breaks the day up and it's a good, get those.
But you don't have a problem where you continue to sweat for like 3 hours after the run.
Not really.
Well, I
Okay.
work out at 5
We-
a.m. and I'm at work at 6:30. I mean, I just put my scrubs on and.
If I've gotten it, especially during the summer, if I've gotten a workout in, I'm going to keep sweating at least for an hour or two, because inevitably, like I'll go like coach in the morning, go home, take a shower, and if I did the workout or if I just went to class or whatever and didn't coach, I'm gonna get out of the shower and put my clothes on, and an hour later, like I'm covered in sweat, and then I'm just uncomfortably icky for the rest of the day because my clothes got sweaty like within an hour of putting them back on. So
Emily, you a sweater?
Yeah, Chris Farley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you there.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not a very big sweater.
Yeah.
I'll show you tomorrow.
We're gonna
We're
have,
g-
to,
we're
gonna
gonna.
have to stand in front of the fan type thing for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you work out before work?
I do now. I've switched to that. I have a garage gym that I'm working on in primarily, and one of my best friends is a basketball coach, and their schedule was just so screwy after school with traveling and everything. We switched to like a 6 a.m., 5:30, 6 a.m. workout, and that gives me enough time because nothing happens in the legal world until 9, so I have a little bit of time to
I was going to say you're an attorney.
Yeah.
So do you spend most of your time in a courtroom or behind a desk?
It just depends on what day it is.
Yeah.
I mean, some weeks you can have court 5 days a week. I could be in 6 different counties. I could be in 2 counties on the same day. And then some weeks, just because of judges' schedules and how things fall, I might not have court at all.
And because you're kind of what I'm going to call a small town lawyer, you don't have like the specialization necessarily like family law or, I mean, you kind of do a lot. You do some criminal, you do some divorce, you do.
Yeah, we do. I mean, I do a lot of family law. I do select criminal defense law. I was a deputy prosecutor for 7.5 years, so we don't take all the criminal cases. We just take the ones that really kind of need a lawyer instead of a hand holder type thing. And we do civil stuff, and you can specialize. I would say mostly if somebody asked somebody in Mountain Home what I specialize in, they would probably say family law, domestic stuff.
Okay.
You say you work out of a garage gym,
Uh-huh.
but you also are a member of a CrossFit gym?
Yes,
or you were?
there is an affiliate in Mountain Home called CrossFit Amend, and I coach there when they need it, when I have time to, and do the open with them and kind of help explain all the standards and everything. Kind of head judge, even though that's not really a thing.
Uh-huh.
She's kind of got
I'm just the loudest judge, I think.
Well, and she's also judged at both regionals and the actual games.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That was a bizarre experience
She got to judge. Did you judge in Carson or just in Madison?
in Madison.
Okay, so in Madison, she was with the Masters, I believe, a couple years
Yes.
ago.
Cool.
So
That's a really bizarre way that they set that up. You could be probably the best CrossFit judge ever, and you would never even be allowed near the other judges that judge the elites. Like, there's such a caste system among the judges.
Really?
So, yeah, if it's your first time at the games, you're like with Gus. We're with Gus.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and the other masters, and then I think you move your way up to like the teens. But the people that judge the elites are the people that worked previously, I guess, formerly worked at headquarters, and are on like the level 1 training seminar, kind of the OGs of CrossFit, which, as we all saw in Madison, they make huge mistakes.
Right.
And when they make a mistake, it's really big, with the Cara Webb thing. So that was exciting.
But
that was exciting for us because we were all in the green room like, Really?
But now they just fired all those people? Or?
They fired all of them, and I don't know how that's going to work because, I mean, the CrossFit Games is really, they masterfully put on their flagship event for the sport with completely free labor.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a
Everybody volunteers.
We got a swag, but you pay your way to get there. You pay for your own lodging. They provide what could be deemed food a couple times a day. It was terrible. And then that company
Terrible because it's healthy, or terrible because
the company
it's
got
crap?
sued like right after that.
Really?
For like faking organic eggs or something. It was, you remember what I'm talking about?
Let's bring this out
Yeah,
right
it was
now.
crazy.
What is it, paleo food, or is it like
Yeah.
McDonald's French fries?
No,
or
it's not
something?
McDonald's. But it was supposed to be super healthy, but then they found out that they were just like driving through like Waffle House or something and getting eggs.
It's
and
like, eat this
selling them.
grass-fed beef and eggs.
Yeah.
They just really got it from Waffle House. Scattered,
Yeah.
smothered,
So, I
and
mean,
covered.
you get like
Can you
a
blame
pair,
'em?
you get a pair of shoes from Reebok and like some knee sleeves but what you don't see behind the scenes is we get there a couple days before, and everything that they do at the CrossFit Games, and this was even at regionals, was set up how it would flow on TV. So they would use us they wouldn't tell us what any of the events were. They would have some equipment out, but it wouldn't necessarily be set up exactly the way it was going to be for the games. And they would have us walk through and like pause for a certain potential number of reps. They would give us like a time amount or something, and then we'd step forward, and they would run the camera crews through this thing like 10 times. Like Dave Castro would just run the camera crew, and they timed us walking from the corrals where the teams were going to line up over the bridge thing in Madison to the event floor to see how long it was going to take for all the logistical stuff. And there's some dude named Stefan. I don't know who he is, but Dave Castro answers to him. So, I mean, and he was just a big, tall, quiet guy, and he would come over and whisper something, and then everything would change. But they had us run through, it was 8 to 10 hours.
That's kind of what Thirsty is around here. He's like Stefan.
Stefan.
If you see him, sometimes he comes out from behind the camera and
I
just
was like, I don't know who this
And
guy
everybody.
is, but he's clearly the man with the plan. But it
Stefan.
was, even at regionals at Central, it was all about how that was going to look on TV.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we were talking about that before the show, just about productions in general and how
Yeah.
you don't. We were talking about all the crap, the wires and stuff running around here.
Oh, yeah.
For this little production.
Yeah.
And then you think about these big concerts and the CrossFit Games, and all of that is just always a potential nightmare if you don't have it set up.
The
right.
nightmare was us running through the obstacle course. That was fun.
What was that about?
We just had to climb through that and run through the sand and figure out how much time it was going to take. It was great.
As judges, you had to do that.
They use us as the practice dummies.
Okay.
That's
Just
what,
to see.
I thought you were just saying they were trying to coordinate like how long it would take you to make an entrance and
Yeah.
get to your spot.
But we were the ones that had to do
But
it.
they were imitating the
The
elites or
elite-
whatever,
the
and
elites
like,
doing the workout.
and so like, so
No, I missed that.
I went to Madison, and like, so the athletes are in like one area, but it could be 400 or 500 yards away that they're going to, that the actual event's going to be taking place at, and so there were places that the fans could walk, but there were also like bridges like over where the fan area was, that so the athletes didn't actually have to walk through the fans to get from point A to point B. And so what she's saying is like they had to do that walk like at a
Over.
casual pace over and over again to see logistically how long it took, so that they knew that if this event was going to start at 8:30 a.m. that they had to leave at 8:22 or whatever,
Right.
to like, because that's how long it was going to take them to get there and be in place, and so they were the test people before the athletes showed up to figure all that stuff out.
for hours
8
And-
hours a day.
in the most uncomfortable Reebok CrossFit shoe ever made.
With Stefan watching your every
Watching
move.
every move.
Yeah.
Is Reebok done making CrossFit shoes, or
Oh, I don't know.
is that still a thing?
I don't know. I can't call anybody. I don't know. I think they'll make them, maybe.
I don't even know. Everybody's wearing Noble now.
Everybody in our gym is.
Everybody that I see.
Noble's the stuff, I guess. I don't
Yeah, it
have any
is.
Noble. I'll tell you what I want is some of those that you have right there.
My Sambas.
Yes.
Oh my God, those were
Old
huge
school.
in elementary
Yep.
school.
Yep. I had those when I was playing soccer,
Yeah.
and I thought I was something special.
They're actually really comfortable and
Yeah.
pretty versatile for CrossFit stuff.
I need to get a pair of those. I haven't wanted a pair of shoes since I can remember, and I saw you wearing those, and I thought I need that.
Hey, I have a gift idea if you need to get your.
Speaking of gifts, you came bearing gifts.
I did. I think that should be a thing that everybody that
Yes.
you guys have
We
on
have
here
these trucker
should
hats.
Thirsty.
have to bring gifts.
Sure.
Get in on some of that action.
Anyone that brings us a trucker hat
Yeah,
gets into the special
the special.
Yeah.
club.
That's how
Don't
I
tell
met
them
you
what
guys.
it
You
is.
can't tell them. You can't tell them what it is.
But she's MVP
But
now.
you're in it, so
Yeah, she gets the
there
black
you go.
card.
Fantastic.
Unlimited.
the lift heavy run long black card.
That's
That's
right.
nice.
At the retreat, you'll know what that is.
Is this
See,
gonna be like
you have to have a
Fire
black card to
Festival?
even know
This
the
Fire
treat
Festival?
That's right. At the LHRL experience / put on by the founders of Fire Festival.
That's right.
I'm gonna be the one that has to get the water out of customs.
That was a
was
crazy
I still haven't
part
watched that.
of
The
I
dude
gotta
went-
go watch
I
that
haven't.
He
I
documentary.
went back
either.
to his cabana and brushed his teeth.
Yep.
Take one for the team.
Brushed his teeth and called his mother.
Apparently, there are two, right? There's one on Netflix
Yeah,
and one
yeah.
on HBO.
I
haven't
was
seen
I was
either one.
talking about the Fire Festival on a text message with my dad and my brother, and my dad is similar to me in that he's largely inappropriate a lot of the times when much of the time with not unintentionally. And my brother is the superintendent of one of the schools around here, and my dad sends a text in regards to that guy talking about that, and he was like, one of the things that you don't text message to
Superintendent. Right.
a person in that position would be that.
Hopefully it's not his work phone.
So that was the concern. But if you haven't seen the Fire Festival documentary, you got to see it.
Good stuff.
So your garage gym,
Yes.
was that something that you had before CrossFit, or where was fitness before CrossFit?
Fitness before CrossFit was nothing. That's what kind of the practice of law was killing me. I figured that out and went kind of looking for something. I've run, I guess, like 6 half marathons, but as you guys all know, you can be super unhealthy and finish a half marathon.
Yep.
But
Wait a
you still
minute,
get
did
the
she
best.
just call us out?
Wait.
I think she just called us out.
No, I'm on a team. I'm on a team.
I'm on the team. She pointed at me specifically. You especially. Like that guy over there. He
Okay,
knows.
yes, we know.
Okay, I mean, that's not really a measure of healthiness. So,
Sure.
I mean, I was doing that and thought, oh, this is great.
Oh, yeah,
But-
you're a good lawyer. Do you see how she escaped out of that?
So Nike came out with something that was like one of the first fitness bands.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea how it worked. It was just like a thing, and it had like a series of like little LED lights that went across.
Oh, yeah.
And
Did it have the pod that went in your shoe?
No, that was
Because
different.
I had one of
The
those.
the pod was the predecessor to the band.
Okay.
And so then it would like, I don't know how it measured what, like the Fitbit. I don't know if you could just like raise your arm up or whatever, but it would go from red to like orange to green. And if you got green, then you met kind of whatever your movement or step goal was for the day. Well, I get up in the morning, put that sucker on, go to work, come home, red. Like nothing doing at work, right? So I thought, well, that's not good. I saw CrossFit Games on TV. I don't remember when it was. And I thought, oh, that's really awesome. I'd like to try that. Well, we didn't have an affiliate in Mountain Home. Shocker. But there
Yeah, I am amazed.
I am too.
Because my in-laws had a home there for so long that we would go to the lake and ski and all that stuff. There's no way there's a CrossFit gym. I still don't even believe it. I'm going to have to go there
It's
just so I can
fantastic.
see it.
For a while there was 2 or 3 of them.
There were 2, yeah.
That is amazing to me.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I went to, there was like a core boot camp or something. I went to that and almost died a couple times because like we do the same thing over and over again. I hope nobody's watching. And then this guy, Jerry McDonald, who has another fitness, just regular kind of Globo Gym type thing attached to a tennis center, he started CrossFit for All. So he went and got certified, got his level 1 certification. And it was just kind of, it was awesome that they had that. And so I went in there probably 65 pounds heavier than I am today.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I mean, I I was living it up, man.
Wow.
Drinking and eating whatever I wanted.
Hell yeah.
All of it, you know. Fat cat lawyer, you know. Sitting in one spot and just being stressed out all the time because, I mean, we just deal with people in crisis all the time. Like, nobody stops by to be like, hey, everything is going really well.
I need a lawyer.
Hope you're having a good day.
Here's a check.
They come in saying,
Oh, wow.
so I started doing that and just loved it. And he was like the only guy that was coaching, and he's like, would you be interested in going to get certified? And I said, yeah. I didn't really know what was involved with that.
What year is this, by the way?
14.
Okay. Just curious.
So I got my level 1 certification. I went to CrossFit Mayhem and got that.
How long had you been doing CrossFit
Like
before?
6 months. Like hardly anything. And I was sitting there to take my test, and it's a Scantron, like fill in the blank thing, and you're gonna pop the seal on this multiple choice test, and I'm sitting there going, man, I really swore the bar exam was the last time I was gonna do this. I swore I would never take another test. Tore that thing open, so it turns out I can read and write all right, so it worked out pretty well. Came back and started coaching.
You're an L2 coach now, right?
I am. So CrossFit for All was there for a while. It didn't really follow the CrossFit methodology. I mean, we called it CrossFit. It was an affiliate. I mean, he paid the affiliate fee and everything, but just kind of like harebrained ideas. Like in July, we're gonna do a hero WOD every day in the month of July.
Oh,
Okay.
No, we're not. We are not doing that. So a group of people from there, we kind of decided to split off. And then my buddy Robert Luther, who owns CrossFit Amend, which is very much still there,
okay.
and really nice. We went to a very small space. It's probably about 1,500 square feet. Decked it out with all Rogue stuff. Started like 5 classes a day. And now we've moved to, I think we're at 5,400 square feet. All Rogue, everything really nice. Like we have a lot of people that drop in from, the Memphis area and go, whoa, I can't believe this is here.
I can't.
But we'll definitely be back because there are a lot of people that have fly fishing cabins and lake cabins and things.
How many members? I guess,
I think
do you deal with a lot of members, or are you a lot of
We have like 100 members.
Visitor traffic?
We get a lot of visitor traffic in the summer just because it's a vacation destination, and we have a lot of people that have retired to our area from Chicago, so their kids and grandkids come down and visit. And we actually have some people that are coaches from Champaign, Illinois, and we just know when they're coming, and we're just like, yeah, just come on,
Yeah.
and they're always so excited because everybody just remembers them. But we do get a lot of visitor traffic, but we're right at 100 people.
Nice.
That is wild that you have 100 members at
Yeah.
Mountain Home.
That is pretty
Yeah.
good. Are you hooked on Fred's Fish House?
No.
No.
No, but what is it? 7 days without Fred's makes 1 week. That's the forever sign outside Fred's Fish House. It is really good. My mom goes there quite a bit. So
Vaughn cooked some fish. Was frying fish at a restaurant in Olive Branch, correct?
And right across the road here.
Yeah,
And by
selling
Elliott,
beer
actually.
to minors.
Selling beer. I sold beer. It was my first job when I was 15.
And he accidentally put the fish in like Clorox instead.
No,
of
I put the
breading.
fish in. What's the thing you want to roll the fish in the batter, whatever the batter is, but you don't want to roll it in flour. I don't think that works.
cornmeal.
You want to roll it in cornmeal, and that's what fries it up, right?
Yeah.
I rolled it like in flour. Put it in the
That's for the chicken
fryer.
tenders.
I don't know. It didn't work. Whatever the white substance, who knows what it was I rolled that fish in, right? I don't know. But
Give me some more of that fish.
I was 15.
Who's that
trying
fella
to
here
make
cooking that fish?
This guy's like, man, this fish sucks. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just a 15-year-old kid left here at a store by myself.
Here's
Just
a beer.
Sell people beer. Yeah. Can I ring you up a 6-pack for
That's right.
free?
Oh. No, not a lot of Fred's Fish House. It's good though.
Yeah, I
She's
just
she's
I haven't-
actually on the pretty straight and narrow as far as her eating and stuff like that. No.
Let's don't get crazy, Brian. I'm doing much better. I actually have a nutrition coach right now, so she
back to her
wants
home-
accountability.
Back to her home gym. Her home gym's actually pretty badass. Like her whole garage is a home gym.
Yeah.
This is your gym. I mean, when you said garage gym, I didn't know if you meant like someone's garage gym that you work out at or at your own home.
We lovingly refer to it as Duncan Street Barbell Club.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're not paying an affiliate fee.
Yeah. I wonder how many people are going to continue paying affiliate fees with CrossFit kind of doing what they're doing with the games and whatnot. Is
Man,
that a...
how much time do we have? Because I got a lot of opinions about this.
Go ahead.
Because, I mean, my level,
I
my
want to talk
level
about
1 is expired. So my level 2 is still active, and Robert, our affiliate owner, wants to get his level 2. So we've talked about going and getting it. My fear is you pay, $1,000, go to the seminar, and Greg Glassman wakes up on Monday and says, we don't need these anymore. We're disbanding all the affiliates, and, you just call yourself whatever you want to.
That would be, I don't think that would happen.
You don't?
No.
Can you write that down and guarantee it for
No,
me?
I can't. But can you imagine somebody going, I have all these people paying me $3,000, some people $6,000 a year. How much money they're making. They could just not do anything else, and I could still have that affiliate, and they would still make a shit ton of money.
Right. Well, it's not even the affiliate thing, but maybe he just doesn't think that you need more than one level of certification. Because right now you really only need the level 1 to have an affiliate and qualify to own an affiliate. I mean, you have to have that base level thing. So why do level 2? I mean, I don't know. And until it kind of levels out, I mean, I don't have to coach. I mean, I have a day job, and if I need to fill the hours of my day, I can sure do it.
Right.
Yeah, you're not getting paid enough as a coach that it's
paid.
Well, I can
I
imagine
do it
that
for fun.
there's a few people that wouldn't guess that there was going to be an old man doing squats with, antifreeze
Yeah.
jugs locked in some basement from the 1960s either. So, I mean, it's pretty, it seems like the future of CrossFit is pretty, I don't know if unstable would be the word, but what's going on is bizarre.
Well, and I can see it from both sides. Like, I understand, like, the flagship thing is the CrossFit Games. And so that's awesome for us because I really like to watch that stuff. And I understand it, too, because there's a part of me that always hated when the CrossFit Games were on TV because you have people that that would benefit from CrossFit, but you can't get them through the door because they see somebody doing handstand push-ups on rings 20 feet in the sky, and they say, well, I can't do that. Mm-hmm. Well, hey, newsflash, neither can I. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I watch the Olympics. I can't swim like Michael Phelps, but I'll still go swim, And that was the hard part was I think it scared some people off maybe. Not probably a high percentage, but I think Glassman's focus has never really been that. His has always kind of been, he's been at war with sugar. Even though I did hear a statistic that in this country, per capita, we consume more calories from cheese than sugar.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I think I personally
It's like,
making that average go up. Like,
Yeah.
But I mean,
my cheese consumption is off the
the
chart.
sugary soda war. I mean, there's a lot of that going on. Anytime a guy has an army of lawyers and all they do is attack.
Well,
things.
it's funny. You're talking about like the L1, the L2 stuff going away. I am at least on some level convinced that the only reason why he has formalized those and made those certifications is so he can tell the other fitness industry certification people to shut the hell up.
Right.
And so, like, because before, like, you just showed up for the L1 and, like, they went through the weekend and then you got the L1. And then they put a test on the L1. But I think when you guys did the L2, it was just showing up for the weekend and you had your L2. Well, now there's a test for the L2. And then the L3 and the L4 are, like, on a whole other level.
Yeah, you have to
crazy.
be like a nurse or something.
So, in their defense, when I went to go do the level 2, I loved it. It was a fantastic course.
I'm
as
not
a coach.
arguing that. Yeah.
Like, you don't get out. It's not like you go sit there and at the end of the weekend you get your thing. You are in the circle, a very small group. You have to stand out and coach. And
but that is not a measurable, certifiable thing to give credibility to the certification that he was looking for to compete against other fitness industry certifications.
I will tell you this. There was somebody at my L2 course in Springfield, Missouri that they pulled to the side and did not give a certification to.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What was their problem?
They couldn't even do like the foundational movements. I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on. And when they had to instruct people, they couldn't do it.
Yeah, it was very hard. I mean,
I think there was more supervision than we were aware of. And I don't know about you, but I was sore from.
And I don't mean
PVC
I don't mean to
lifting.
take away from y'all's L2. I'm just saying, like, he by putting the tests on there and stuff, he's trying to like legitimize those to be able to, and I think at least partially it's to wage that war on sugar and the other things, where you've got these other fitness certification groups that are saying, oh, it's not that bad, and and they're because they're in Coke's pocket. Kind of thing, and that's the only way he can argue with them.
But I will say too, I mean, during the course of having those certifications, let's say every year to 18 months, you get this weird email that says, "Oh, now we've changed whatever you have to do. Like now you have to go do this to get this test or these." I mean, there has been a sort of a goalpost moving all along that you've had those certifications, and so that's. I mean, it's like they're working on the fly, a little bit.
I think the move for people that own gyms is CrossFit. CrossFit is a thing now that I don't think it's just going to go away.
Right.
Right. It's not Dave. He's not going to wake up tomorrow and go, okay, we're not doing CrossFit anymore.
Right.
It's always going to be a thing. But I think it's so saturated and it's everywhere that I think if you own a gym, you have to be starting to think about how am I going to keep these people from getting bored?
Right.
Keep these people from not being interested in CrossFit. So you have to have some sort of weightlifting program, a yoga program, maybe even some sort of fat burning program that doesn't include a barbell.
Right.
Right?
We have that. We have a sweat class that is huge.
So that when I get tired or burnt out of coming in and doing squats every day or box jumps every day or whatever it is, you have something else that I can go do in addition to that.
Right.
Does that make sense? So I don't think CrossFit's going to go away. But I think gyms might go away because they aren't able to adapt to the environment.
At what point
anymore.
do CrossFit affiliates drop their affiliation and still have a high intensity interval training classes?
I don't think that's a good move. It's so cheap, right? It's cost me $3,000 a year to have that affiliation. Mm-hmm. So why would I get rid of it?
Well,
I can still have CrossFit. I do think it's starting to get to a point where you do have Olive Branch Strength and Conditioning, home of Olive Branch CrossFit. It's definitely going down that road to where this is a CrossFit gym, but we also have all these other things going on, and I think in the future that's what you'll see. But I don't think you want to dump your affiliate. No, it's just too cheap.
Fair enough.
And the insurance is cheap, So I pay $3,000 a year for the affiliation. My insurance is $3,000, whatever it is, another few $1,000s a year. That's really cheap in the grand scheme of things.
Fair enough.
So that's just my opinion.
I think people are moving away from it. I mean, it's like you look at Jason Khalipa, he was NorCal CrossFit forever. Now he's NorCal Fitness because he's all over the place. But I think there is a certain community of people that are afraid of CrossFit. They think CrossFit means certain things. But I think the people that did drink the Kool-Aid back at the beginning are the ones that kind of feel left hung out to dry, because a big part of us going in and talking and joking around and watching the open announcements and all that part of the community that was built around you saying, oh my gosh, did you see what so-and-so snatched? Or did you see, how fast Sam Briggs did whatever? That was something for you to follow and kind of keep up with all that stuff. And it was the update show, and it was the god-awful CrossFit podcast. Talk about leaving. If you can ever find the remarks that I left on that, oh, man, that Savan guy.
So
I think that they've cut that out and didn't take into consideration the junkies.
So I think one of two things is going to happen. Either they're going to realize that they screwed up, right? Or somebody else is going to be smart enough to take advantage of that opportunity, because there is a huge opportunity to fill that gap.
Well, Tommy Marquez and
registering Beefcake Fit right now.
Tommy Marquez and Sean Woodland, who did most of the update show, they are doing Talking Elite Fitness. They have a podcast that they've built a set. I think it's also going to start being on YouTube, and they've done a really good job of kind of breaking down the Open and where people were falling and kind of keeping everybody abreast of the national champions and like when the teams would qualify and move up. Like they covered Wadapalooza and all the sanctioned events.
Right. Not just CrossFit events. I mean, I think there's something is going to happen that's going to take the place of regionals, something big. Right. It may be Wadapalooza. Maybe they do something.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I think it definitely. That's what's.
I think that's already happened.
Yeah, Dubai.
Right. Yeah, the Dubai. What was the Dubai Invitational or something like that?
Yeah.
So there's already a lot of those events
the
popping up.
the new rules that are coming into play are really funny because I guess like CrossFit Mayhem, like Froning and those guys were 5th at Wadapalooza or something, but because of all the rules, like if you can only sub out 2 people, so if 3 of your people declare individual, then your team is disqualified if you've already previously qualified through a sanctioned event. So like some catastrophe happened with these other 4 teams and now they've qualified for the games.
Oh,
it's
wow.
like, oh, okay, congratulations.
Well, and I'm sure there's always the little asterisk disclaimer that CrossFit HQ reserves the right to invite anyone to the games that they want to. So it's like we want Froning back. He's good for business. So.
But the interesting thing I heard that too on some of the podcasts was like the judging. Let's say, you want to be a judge at Wadapalooza, call them. You get to go down there to Miami and hang out and watch CrossFit and be a judge. I don't think there's any requirement that you've completed the CrossFit judges course.
Interesting.
They don't have the typical head judge that has set up all the standards. And there was some complaining about that, but I guess it's every man for himself. The person I'm worried about is like the person that finished like 200,000th in the world but was like national champion in some little village somewhere that's going to come to the CrossFit Games and it's going to be like the Hunger Games. Yeah. It's going to be bad. Those people are going to get hurt.
Oh, wow. That's actually really interesting.
But how many people really show up that can afford to fly out there and get all their gear out there and do all that stuff because they have to pay their own way?
Somebody's going to be at the wrong place. That would be a reason to tune in. Really.
Somebody's got like an actual Nigerian prince that's willing to fund their trip, even though they shouldn't be at the games, like because they're not really on that level, but they won their country, and so
and I think you couldn't do anything scaled. Like you had to do them all RX.
Like the Barkley Marathon, they have the human sacrifice.
But it's finally going to be like the people that want the person in the 8th lane of all the track and field events at the Olympics to be like Joe Schmo, who's like, okay, this is what a regular person would look like trying to run these races. We finally are going to get that at the CrossFit Games.
You wouldn't even be able to pick up the barbell.
Maybe that's what it needs.
Workout.
They need a raffle where you can just raffle your way into that. They could sell like chocolate bars like Willy Wonka. And then if you have the golden ticket, then I could be in the games.
Yeah.
It could work like that.
I think it's awesome.
Originally I saw somebody put amongst all the complaining about CrossFit and what they're doing, as if I could make any better decisions than what's being made. But somebody said, well, what does my affiliate fee go to? If there's no games, what does my affiliate fee go to? And at first I thought that's absurd. It doesn't go to that anyway. But then I did think that is a lot of marketing, I guess. That's a lot of exposure, and you count on that for bringing people into your gym on some level. And then I got to wondering, like, what does CrossFit tell you $3,000 per year goes to?
You can open a gym called CrossFit, and
you can say you do CrossFit,
and people are very free to open another gym right next door to you called CrossFit. However, if some Joe Blow opens a gym called CrossFit and didn't pay his $3,000, they will take care of that.
An army of lawyers is going to come down on you.
They have a snitch sheet that you can send in, and justice is swift.
Yes. And there is a lot of support that affiliate support does for various different things. Also, using that CrossFit name up until, even still today, it's like people, I want to go try CrossFit, and I can use that name, and that's what I get for paying that $3,000. In addition to that, if you're an affiliate, there's a special insurance deal that you can get as well that you can't get otherwise. It would cost you more money as far as I understand it. So yeah, there's quite a bit you get for that $3,000. That is not a lot of money.
There are
Like-
other things like I know at regionals you guys got passes.
We get games tickets early. You get passes to regional. All those kinds of things. There's definitely it's definitely worth the $3,000.
I'm not arguing what it's worth. I'm
Secret
questioning
handshake.
what's involved.
Secret handshake he gets.
Do they give you any sort of, do you have any legal protection if somebody goes in there and if you've got your own gym that's not a CrossFit gym and somebody comes in and they jump up on a bar and they miss it and they break their neck?
If you don't
do
have
you
insurance-
do you have CrossFit going to bat for you in that situation?
My insurance company, I do.
There are certain assets that they do provide. Like I think there was at one point a waiver that they had drafted that people could get.
The insurance company RRG will give all kinds of waiver. That's where you get initially when we started. Now we have a lawyer, but
They're everywhere.
I mean they provided us with waivers, documents, everything that we would need to make sure.
Well, that would be significant. Just the fact that knowing if somebody comes in your gym and squashes their melon, that you got somebody, even guidance. Right. An attorney's going to cost you $3,000 pretty quick. Right. As you know, you don't have to spend a lot of time in an attorney's office to spend $3,000.
And at least at one point on CrossFit.com, there was sort of a template business model, kind of how to get started, things to think about. And there was the thing that we thought the hardest part now, I think, to set up an affiliate is to get a name approved.
Right.
I mean, we were 2 seconds away from. I mean, this was years ago. Sending in CrossFit Schmossfit, because I mean, everything we sent, they were like, nope.
Because it's taken, or because they don't want that associated with CrossFit.
Well, they kept changing the rules as what it could be. It couldn't be regional. So, like, we wanted to do North Arc CrossFit, kind of like NorCal. Well, we couldn't do that. It's like, well,
you
Jason
can't do
Khalifa
city
got to
names
do it
anymore either.
Yeah,
Right?
city,
Can't do what?
area codes,
Like-
zip codes.
If I were going to open up Olive Branch CrossFit today, I couldn't do that because
Interesting.
you can't do city codes. And also, I think the affiliate fee is $6,000 versus what ours is $3,000.
Yeah, you guys get grandfathered in
Right.
forever at the.
There are people that are still paying $500
Are they really?
because that.
So
was the first.
they've kept the grandfather
Yes.
and the whole time.
Right.
Ooh, that's nice. Do you own part of this gym? And
Gladly no.
gladly no. Would if somebody said, I want to start a gym, would you advise anyone to start a CrossFit gym at this day and time?
I think so. I mean, if they're really into it, sure. I think. I mean, I'm kind of like Vaughn. I think that there's something to it. I'm just, my job is to look for the potholes in any situation. I always hate it when people come to see me to start a new business and you say, well, what if, and then you list 700 bad things that could happen. They put their head down and walk out of your office. I mean, we're dream killers. That's our jobs.
Hey, it's my job.
So,
We got your guy.
I mean, I'm not as optimistic as Vaughn is about the future of that because I think we're just I think we're in the wind. I think we're all just flapping in the wind because CrossFit has gone whoop, over here. And I think the thing that really set my teeth on edge was when I found out that they had the big seminar for all the doctors at the ranch. They did a level 1 seminar for physicians that were interested because they're trying to get the medical community on board to not just look at people and say, you shouldn't move. You should sit still if your knee hurts. Movement is medicine.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I know. They had all the doctors in for free. Free. All the doctors got to go get their certifications for free. Now, I don't know about you, but that seems like a population that could be paying for their certification.
Right.
Right.
I was like, what in the world?
Well, but if they wouldn't have shown up without it being free.
Yeah, I mean, I totally understand that. I mean, there's
No, I
the
get
whole
it.
publicity thing.
It
There's-
still pissed me off.
yeah.
They get free lunches at work. That pisses me off. They go in the cafeteria and they get their shit and walk out. I'm like, what the fuck? I gotta pay for my food?
Wait, you're a doctor.
Here's
I'm not
just
a medical doctor. Only
shut
medical
the
doctors
front door.
get the food free.
so my only thought about that is it's so easy. So I could literally spend less than $10,000, open a CrossFit gym in my front yard, right, at my home address.
You should probably do it in the garage.
And I could start taking on members, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do if I decided to start Vaughn's boot camp in my front yard with no insurance, nothing, no support from anyone. It seems like that would be terrifying. Insurance wise, no. People go on Google and search for CrossFit or whatever and come to my gym because they did a Google search. I would never try to do that with Vaughn's boot camp.
I'd go.
Maybe you would. But I would be a little bit deterred from that. I still think there's still a lot of credibility to being a CrossFit gym. I don't think it's like, ooh, CrossFit's dead. Nobody's going to do that anymore. I just don't think that.
Oh no, I don't. I don't
think
think that's the case. I just feel like CrossFit.com, CrossFit headquarters, is just going to let you do whatever you want to. Maybe.
Well, they already do.
No, yeah.
I mean, they've always done that.
As long as you pay your money, they don't care.
Yeah, I mean, we could do burpees every single day.
We do.
We could do hero wads.
We do burpees and box jumps every single day.
That's true, but much like that other situation, I would be across the street at the other CrossFit if that were the case.
I'm excited about it. I think that the evolution of it's going to be fun to watch because, like you said, it's not going away. It's just going to go somewhere.
Right.
Listen,
They're not just going to let this thing, okay, that didn't work.
No, I mean,
They're going
more-
to continue
I
doing
have
different things.
Something that I feel like is important to say. It doesn't matter what the gym is called. If it's called CrossFit or whatever, yes, we use CrossFit to get to the point where we are now. But if you walk into a good gym, you're going to sign up for that gym.
Correct.
If it's called
And people are going to talk about it. and
CrossFit
you're gonna-
Schmoshfit, or if it's called
which
whatever.
would have been a great name.
If
by the way.
everybody, if you walk in that gym and you go, I love this place. People don't care if it's a CrossFit gym or if it's a kickboxing gym.
Right.
They're going to go back to that gym because they love that gym. So
Yes, and that is now my garage.
right.
We have a steady stream of folks in and out.
Well, cool deal. Well, what do you have planned in the future, CrossFit wise or otherwise? Do you said that you lost the 65 pounds.
Yes. Like to keep going, man.
Is that something that you're still on that ride, or is that?
Oh yeah, food night. We don't get along very well.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
that.
Oh, I
feeling.
get along too well with
I have
food.
a pretty
That's my problem.
I have a pretty stressful job, and it's sedentary a lot of the time. So I mean, there's that hour of the day where you eat. I've got to be pretty careful, But it's working out.
Do you do things outside of CrossFit endurance events or running events? Or
I
anything
go
like
watch
that?
you guys run through the woods.
That's good. That's fair
sometimes.
enough.
I would
Bring us
maybe
hats.
do that. Maybe the 25K. I mean,
Yeah.
I've run before. I don't love to run, and I think a big part of it is I played basketball when I was in school, and it was punishment.
Mm-hmm.
So like mentally, it's like, oh, I have to run.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's nice out, I don't mind running a couple miles here and there. But y'all a different breed.
Different kind of crazy.
It's a different kind of crazy. But I got a ski erg. And
How do you like that?
It's awesome.
Do you?
Yeah. Just go forever.
I think I'd like a ski. I don't think I would use I don't want like a ski erg at my house, but I think if the gym bought one, I would like to have it programmed into
It
stuff.
would be something different for cardio.
It's
Yeah.
totally different.
How much
but
do you want those things run?
It's like, I guess you can get a bundle right now there's a Concept 2 bundle where you can get the ski erg, the bike erg, and the rower for like $2,700 or something
Oh.
on Rogue. So I think by
Buy
itself,
3 or 4 of those tonight before you
by
go home.
itself, it's like $780 or something.
Nice.
It's just as bad as you think it's gonna be. Do you guys have a bike erg?
We have
Assault bikes.
Yeah, the bike erg with the Concept 2. I don't have one, but I rode one when I was in Minnesota. Awful. So it's so bad.
You
It's
look like you
just
don't like that.
spinning through mud.
Yeah.
It's just awful. I totally want one. It's that bad.
Speaking of awful, you know what's awful? We ran out of time.
We ran out of time.
I don't have time to do hypotheticals. I'm not going to go
Shut
over.
the
Yeah, we're
front
going to have to
door.
wait till next week. Y'all and
I'll call in.
Elijah Landon sent me in one that was
He's listening.
it was gonna be life altering, and now you're gonna have to wait.
I need an altered life.
So now
I like the cliffhanger though.
Now-
you are going to have to come back.
Next week on
Same bat
That's
time,
right.
same bat channel.
Yep. And if nothing else, Elijah will be back to listen again so he can hear his question.
That's right.
So we'll at least have that going for us.
Or he's going to leave a hateful comment.
That or that.
Give us a bad review.
So we will get that review one way or the other.
One way or the other.
Thanks for coming out. We going to work out tomorrow at 5 a.m.?
No, sir.
No? You're not going to be there?
I'm on vacation.
Okay.
This is my spring break.
Were you going to let me know that at any point in time?
I was.
Okay.
It's on my list of
Tomorrow
things
at
to talk
7
about.
a.m.?
Do you want to go run downtown at noon?
No. Too sweaty.
We looked at tomorrow's workout, and she said that's a ner.
No. Okay. I don't blame you.
Yeah, I do street parking programming at home.
Shout out
Are you
to
familiar
street
with
parking.
that? It's awesome. Yeah. Miranda Oldroyd and Julian Alcaraz. That Miranda was sort of an OG. She was at the games, and Julian qualified for the games a couple times. They left California and moved up to, I think, to Vancouver or something. It's online programming that they do in their garage and film it. It started out. They now have 11,000 members that pay $20 a month.
There you go.
I'll wait while you do the math on that.
Yep.
And then it's just exploded. But it's great programming. We do it all the time.
Nice.
We worked out with 25-pound dumbbells. I mean, we do a lot of 25-pound dumbbell stuff. I have other equipment, but we went up to my friend Lindsay that works out with me. We went to the gym, just to kind of be part of the community and do whatever. And they were maxing. We pulled 300 on deadlift and hadn't deadlifted in a year and a half, probably. Hadn't
Very
lifted
nice.
heavy. Went up front squatted the other day, 195. We haven't done any of that stuff at all. It's dumbbells. It's where it's at.
Awesome.
That'll
But
work.
we have a lot of barbells and other stuff too.
Well, thank you for coming out and being on the show.
Yes,
Thanks for
thank
having
you.
me out.
Emily Dam Reed.
I'm so excited about my t-shirt.
Lift Heavy, Run Long, number 140 is in the books.
Boom.